REED-BBS. BBS. Coming up later this month, we got Tszyu versus BAKHRAM Murtazaliev. And I gotta admit, Tszyu, he's starting to grow on me. With each passing fight, he's starting to grow on me. I doubt that he'll ever be a favorite of mine, but he's become someone I'm checking for every time he fights. Initially, I'm not a big fan of the offspring of great fighters. So when I heard Tszyu's son was turning pro, it's like, whatever. You know, like George Foreman's daughter, Aaron Pryor's son, Thomas Hearns' son, Chavez Jr. There's been so many boxing offspring who were just milking the famous last name that I assumed the worst out of all of them. I thought this was some Nico Ali Walsh ass shit that Tszyu was pulling. But I was proven wrong. Slowly but surely, he turned pro. He eventually, the first fight of his that registered with me was when he beat Jeff Horn. He stopped Jeff Horn. And Jeff Horn, of course, was a nobody until he got that gift decision in Australia against Pacquiao. Then the shit went to his head. He started making some reckless comments. So I didn't mind seeing Bud whoop Jeff Horn's ass, and I didn't mind seeing Tszyu whoop that ass also. Then Tszyu beat Dennis Hogan. He beat him more impressively than Jaime Munguia and Charlo beat him. So that was noteworthy. Like, okay, because I thought Dennis Hogan beat Munguia, truth be told. Well, he didn't beat Tszyu. There was no controversy about that one. Then Tszyu fought Takeshi Inoue, no relation to my dude, my bruh, my Tomodachi, Naoya Inoue, no relation. Takeshi Inoue also lost to Munguia prior to losing to Tszyu. Tszyu beat him more impressively also. Then came the Terrell Gausha fight. Gausha, he's patently average. He's not a bad fighter at all. He's just not a terribly good fighter. And the thing with Gausha, he never looks good or impressive in a fight, but he doesn't allow the guys he's fighting, even when he loses, to look impressive against him either. Gausha even dropped Tszyu. Caught him cold, I think. Caught him with a right hand. Tszyu was being aggressive. He ate a right hand. Went down to a knee. Got right up. Won practically every other round in the bout. So the knockdown certainly wasn't a precursor of any type of lack of punch resistance on Tszyu's part. He just got hit in the mouth and he dropped. And he got right back up. The Tony Harrison fight, though, that's when I kind of was like, okay, even though Harrison was done, the way Tszyu handled him, again, was impressive. I had to peep it. Same for Ocampo. I mean, sure, Earl Spence knocked him out in the first round. So what does it mean to knock a guy out? The same guy, different guy knocks him out in the first round? He beat him more impressively than Spence did. Yeah, he duplicated the first round knockout, same as Spence, only he did it more impressively. I said what I said. Then, of course, the Brian Mendoza fight, which I did a live stream for, narrated by your boy REED-BBS. Mendoza fresh off of that KO of Fundura. Tszyu took something from Mendoza. Mendoza ain't been the same since the Tszyu fight, I don't believe. Just my estimation. And then, of course, the Fundura fight, the bloodbath that was the Fundura fight. So, yeah, Tszyu, 24 wins, 1 loss, 17 KOs. He's got an IBF title fight with Russia's BAKHRAM Murtazaliev, 22-0, 16 KOs on October 19th in Orlando, Florida. This is the first free American Amazon Prime video, Premier Boxing Champions main event, the first free Amazon Prime video. Of course, Tszyu headlined the first Amazon Prime Video pay-per-view card, which was the Fundura fight. In his own words, Tszyu said, "I've always been that kind of old-school throwback fighter, and I wanted to show it. It's blood and guts at times, and whatever circumstance you're going through, you never quit." That was him speaking on the Fundura fight. Many questioned why his corner didn't stop the fight before the full 4 rounds. so Tszyu could have gotten a decision because he was winning the fight. Looked like he was on the verge of stopping Fundura until that elbow hit him upside his head, and then his forehead started leaking like a motherfucking faucet. After that, though, he was trying to fight Virgil Ortiz on August the 3rd on the Riyadh season California card, the BMO card. But doctors was like, look, your cut ain't healed, bruh. So Tszyu's been on the shelf ever since. And again, he fights October the 19th against Murtazaliev. He's saying after that, then it's going to be Erickson Lubin. That's what Tszyu said. Because Lubin is actually higher rated per the IBF than even Tszyu is. So if he beats Murtazaliev for the title, then he's got to take care of that mandatory, which is Erickson Lubin. I haven't seen just a whole lot of Murtazaliev. In fact, the Tszyu fight will be the first entire fight of Murtazaliev's that I have seen. But from what I've seen, he's a good-sized super welterweight. He's got some Serhiy Bohachuk in him, in that he's tall, he's aggressive, he's a volume-punching dude. Tried to familiarize myself with him, and what I noticed was Murtazaliev was never, ever on his back foot in the highlights that I saw, like not even one time. So, if Tszyu can't make him respect his power and force Murtazaliev on his back foot, then we're going to have some fun on October 19th. But obviously the safe pick is Tszyu. No reason not to pick Tszyu. He's fighting a Russian. Hell, his dad's a Russian by way of Australia. I'm pretty sure Tim was born in Australia, but his daddy Kostya is Russian. So Tim got Russian blood in him, you know. Russian versus Russian. But yeah, it should be a pretty fan-friendly fight. Even though we don't know much about Murtazaliev, them Eastern European dudes, them Russian motherfuckers, they don't be bullshitting. So I would expect this one to be quite fan-friendly, just like the Virgil Ortiz and Serhiy Bohachuk fight was. People call the decision controversial, whatever. It was a close fight. I don't know if this one will be as close, but we'll keep our eyes and ears pinned on it, and I'll do a pre-fight video as we get closer to October 19th. REED-BBS, BBS, Blackbird Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. Television! Fred Sanford of the Fistic Arts. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.